And now, someone who has experienced the highs and lows of working in backpack hostels and budget accommodation, my friend, Sam Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen. Sam, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I've conned you into another one of my crazy schemes.
Yes, again, yeah.
Yeah. Sam and I have known each other literally since we were 4 years old. So this is not the first time that I've interviewed her about something that I already know about.
Yep.
But here's the thing. Sam worked at a backpacker hostel. When was that? Like,
I worked there for 5 years.
Yeah. And it was kind of while we were at uni, right? Or just after uni?
Just after uni.
Yeah. And at the time, because I was very self-centered, I did not think... How dare you? I'm in a room full of cameras and lights all pointed at me. How would you dare call me self-centered? No, but I didn't... You worked at a backpack hostel and that seemed completely normal.
Yeah.
I did not... All your crazy stories, I just went, yeah, fair enough. That seems completely reasonable. But when I look back on them... What? What in God's name?
Yep.
Like, tell them about your first day at the hostel.
My first day at the hostel, I was doing a 3-hour casual shift, so it was like someone training me and all that kind of thing. But what actually happened was I turned up and the person who was supposed to be training me hadn't turned up. So it was about 10 a.m. The night guy was still there. So he'd been working since 11 p.m. the night before. And his friend, who was a bussy at the local dance club,
because that's the other thing. The hostel was on King Street.
It was on King Street.
So if you're not from Melbourne, don't go to King Street.
King Street's great. It's a vibrant part of our economy. So he was stuck there because he couldn't go because there was no one to take over, and his friend was there because he'd witnessed / participated in a large bikie brawl, complete with blastings at the Gentlemen's Club, and so he was having a quiet beer at 8 a.m. to sort of just, relax.
But you still worked there.
Yeah. They were very nice. Yeah.
I'm sure they were. So the other story I remember you telling me is about a couple that checked in from Singapore, and
So they were really nice. The guy was really smiley and stuff. And then some other guests, they didn't check in. They were just sort of waiting around in the reception area one day, and it turned out that the woman had fallen in love with the cult leader. And had come to Melbourne from Singapore, and so her husband and his brother, who was a policeman, had followed them and were coming to sort of snap her out of it and wrest her back home again.
So the couple that turned up at the backpack hostel, one of them was a woman who had been snared by the cult leader, and the other was the cult leader. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So that went well?
Well, I was doing online backgammon at the time, just playing that, practicing. It was very quiet, so I had a really good technique going, some good strategies to play for the evening when the other backpackers got back. So I was just by myself, and so then all this commotion started. So I called the cops, obviously, because I couldn't really unpack what had happened. And so as soon as I said, "Everyone stop! I've called the cops," everyone froze and then just sat there with their legs crossed, just chilling out all together, waiting for the cops to arrive. And that's when everyone started explaining what had gone on.
Yeah.
So the cops arrived and they were like, everyone's really fine. No one was doing anything. So I rewound the security camera and showed them the footage of this semi-confrontation going on. They were like, maybe it was a good idea that you called us. And then basically the woman sort of said she snapped out of it and realised that she'd, gone off with the cult leader.
Yeah.
And so everyone was happy again, I guess. She checked out.
Yeah.
Cult leader stayed for a few more days sightseeing.
Yeah, I'm going to say you solved all problems. It was completely on you.
Oh. What am I doing?
Yeah, talking to a microphone.
I've got to talking to the mic.
Oh, yeah. So, Now, you got to know some of the guests, right?
So, yeah.
I mean, because in my head, every time I've stayed in a backpacker hostel, it's been, maybe 2 nights, 3 nights. But there were people who stayed a long time, right?
Yeah, the longest was about 18 months.
Right.
Yeah. We didn't like him. There were some people who sort of got a bit stuck there, so that was a bit more depressing, some for 2 or 3 days. The ones I liked most are the ones who stayed for a little while and then moved into a share house deal. So many ended up moving into my share house and then stayed there for 18 months, so that was fine. And I've still got friends today from from then.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Sounds like it worked out really well. Was
Yeah.
it the cult leader who stayed in your house?
Not the cult leader.
I think that's sensible. All right, please thank Sam Wilson.